Yes, the Dart Zone Magnum Super Drum is an amazing blaster, and I can highly recommend picking one up. And the other things haven't been so bad either with the Quad Pack and the Tri-Fire 3-Pack. It's all been pretty decent, especially for the low price point, so why not keep the ball rolling with the Dart Zone Legendfire? This thing looks amazing. Quite too amazing, because I didn't actually get to see this blaster like on the shelves or anything like that. I had to buy it off Target.com. They do show up at, Walmart and Target and stuff like that. And this whole Dart Zone line isn't the only thing they're putting out. They're also putting out the Adventure Force line, which is also by Dart Zone. There's a lot to love here, but one thing that kind of really upsets me, and I noticed this right off the bat, is this thing looks incredible. People have been doing the Maverick long strike, revolving rifle for a while now. It's a very attractive platform, I can see why. And this one's even pump action. And to make things even better, I got super excited when I looked at the back of the box and saw it reloads like a Schofield. It's really hard to find blasters that do that. It's one of my favorite reloading mechanisms. I got super, super, super excited. First thing I did, well, the box is open. I pulled this back. I heard that. And I thought, and it retracts. I'm like, oh my God, is it broken? Do I have a lemon? Trigger doesn't do anything. Then it dawned on me. Those bastards. But before we get too far into it, we have to talk about things like price, because, well, this entire setup right here is $15. You get the huge blaster, you get another revolver cylinder with some kind of attachment that holds that revolver cylinder, and then you get, 18 darts? They're 9 dart cylinders for 15 bucks. Again, the price point is incredible. They're giving Buzzbee a hard time. There is a lot to love about Dart Zone and their pricing, but don't know if that's going to make up for me being bamboozled by the attractiveness of this thing. Here's the thing out of the box, and it's pretty darn cool looking. It reminds me of a comically long Luger that you would see in like FLCL or something like that. But the attachment cylinder thing, well, slides on and off. It locks in there fairly tightly, which is good. You don't want it going anywhere. And that attaches on the end here. And there's really no, thing that says, hey, there's an attachment back here. If you remove this, you can't remove it. Definitely going to be taking that apart and removing that thing. But it does hold your extra cylinder, and that's pretty important. And of course, the reload, you pull this thing back, and this is supposed to kind of... Does it actually pop them out like that? No, doesn't look like it's meant to do that. It just kind of happened to me. It kind of does. Well, you load up one of the turrets, you pop it. You load up one of the turrets, you very carefully place it in the chamber and slap it closed. And then, yes, unfortunately, every single time you prime it, it fires a dart. And the velocities are quite good. I can't really harm it for that. And it does have slam fire. And it's remarkably comfortable and easy to prime. Not the best. The lockup is not very good. But I don't know. I'm aiming at a spot on the wall and it's hitting it pretty easily every single time. The accuracy is quite commendable, even though it's a pump action that fires, when it's fully primed. It's wobbly, quite wobbly. I wanted to hate this more than anything because of that trigger. It doesn't do anything. Why even have it there? Just have a grip. I feel kind of cheated. But honestly, it's not that bad at all. The performance is excellent. The reloading is fun. It's very comfortable. I mean, you have quite a few shots there. The overall blaster is very nice looking. It's got lots of little places you can kind of pop off, like little Legendfire plates right there that you can paint. And honestly, I can't get over that reload. You just pop it down like that, pull it down, push that, put another one in there, slap it closed, and you're good to go. And honestly, it works pretty darn good. I wanted to dislike it a lot more because I was really not digging the whole pump, like, you know, priming on that. I mean, it's better than, you know, firing on the forward position like some blasters do, like the Stealth Ambush from Boomco. That's one of those that does that. But yeah. It fires well. It handles well. It's $15. It looks awesome. Definitely gonna be pulling this thing apart and removing this whole back piece and just carrying, you know, I'd rather have that on like the belt or something and pull off the extra, you know, cylinders. It's really hard, even with this, it's really hard to hate it. That's not gonna be for everyone, that's for sure. And that kind of puts it in a weird position, but it's still, like, it's not hard to have it kind of pulled back all the way and then fire it. And then fire. It's like, it's not really hard to do that. It doesn't require a whole lot of effort to do something like that. Yeah, it's cool if you had the trigger to do it. You can't really, you know, pump it and then have the shot ready and then pull the trigger and fire it. That's really important. But if you're like a rushing person, if you really like to run around and get in people's faces and just spray off darts as fast as you can, I try firing it like crazy and it doesn't break. There's a lot to love here. It's, again, it's not gonna be for everyone, but take it with a grain of salt. Even with that, even with that really disturbing realization that it's the trigger does nothing, it's really hard to hate this. I would still say, obviously, the Super Drum is a heck of a lot better, but this is really cool. I kind of wish I could just get this whole reloading mechanism, you know, up at the front like this. I wish I could just get that and put it on a strong arm or something. And the way it's kind of difficult to make a slam fire blaster in this kind of shape with a pump action and stuff. I get why they did it. I get why, you know, it's pump action, it doesn't have slam fire. I mean, they had the power belt that didn't have a trigger either. And the whole Super Drum, that isn't pump action. Not the easiest mechanism you could probably come up with. I mean, especially when they were going for this price point, $15, and you could definitely do a lot with this. Very comfortable blaster. I'm having an issue saying it's not worth it, because even in this kind of setup, I'm still digging it. I have kind of a bias with that kind of reload because there just isn't enough blasters that do that. But it works well. Honestly, it fires well. It's not perfect, but I'm just running around in circles at this point. $15, performs adamantly, comes with enough stuff to make it worth it. It's just if you like the pump to shoot aesthetic or not. Many people won't. That's perfectly fine. Some people will. I liked the Twisted Spinner because it was, you know, the same kind of thing, but it was tiny. This thing's huge. This would have to be your primary. It is gigantic. But there's a lot to love. That's the Legendfire. I may be wrong about this one, but go ahead and let me know what you think about it down in the comment boxes below. If you could, you know, get by with not having a working trigger. I do think it was kind of dishonest. The box does say slam fire action, pull back then push forward to fire. It does say that. That's not how it works. You pull back to fire and then it basically just resets itself. But I might be wrong, but let me know what you think about the Legendfire down in the comment boxes below, because I kind of dig it now. I wanted to hate it, When I primed it in the box, and I'm like, oh god, do I have a broken one? Oh wait, it doesn't have a trigger. I was pretty upset, but I'm kind of digging it now. I'm Walcom S7, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in an entirely different one.